Right, we are at 11 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and begin. Hello and welcome to the second annual Student Affairs Assessment Leaders Awards. My name is Kyle Morey. I'm from Santa Clara University, and I'm the Vice President for Community Development and Engagement. And I'm excited to be your MC today. First, I would like to let you all know that we are recording this awards presentation so that we can be sharing it on our YouTube video later for folks who aren't able to attend with us today. With that, if you're comfortable doing so, we are excited for you to keep your videos on so we can kind of engage with you and see all of your interactions. So as we celebrate each other through the awards. Before we do start, oh, I gotta go to the other screen. Before we start, I do want to uh, give a special shout out and thank you and recognize the awards committee who's been working on making this event happen. And a special shout out to Paul Holiday Millard for communicating all of the logistics. Paul unfortunately couldn't be here today because of another obligation that he had to attend to. So thank you to the entire team. And without further ado, I'd like to pass the mic to the SAAL president, Dr. Renee Delgado Riley from the University of Oregon.
Hi, y'all. Happy Thursday. It's so wonderful to see you all. Thank you for this opportunity. I just want to share a little bit more about some highlights from the Student Affairs Assessment Leaders SAAL this past year. As you all know, our mission is to create a robust, active, and inclusive committee committed to supporting and advancing critical conversations with resources and scholarly endeavors related to student affairs assessment. This past year, we've really made tremendous strides. I'd really like to highlight a couple of key accomplishments from this past year. Right hot off the press, SAAL is now officially recognized as a nonprofit organization in the state of New Mexico. We are one step away from having the official federal IRS designation, and I'm so excited about this possibility and what this means for the future of our organization. We also successfully completed one whole year with our operations coordinator, Shiloh. Really, this role was made possible through a valued partnership through the Council for the Advancement of Standards in Higher Education, also known as CAS. Having this dedicated operations support has been really helpful to the board. We are all volunteers, and it's been amazing that we can actually focus more strategically and intentionally on some of the other SAL opportunities and programs that we do. We also expanded our offerings by having a lot of different diversity in monthly structured conversations. We've had a lot of collaboration across lots of things. And we have lots of partnerships across the entire student affairs assessment space, creating really intentional partnerships with other student affairs assessment organizations. We also revitalized the SAAL repository, directly tying it to some other things we have. We're in the process of updating our website. And we just really want to equip you all with the tools to do really good student affairs assessment work. And SAL's also played a really critical role in the consortium of organizations for student affairs assessment, also known as COSA. And this really emphasizes our shared vision to amplify the role of assessment in achieving really helpful work on your campuses. We recognize that we are a niche in the field, and so we've been leading in that respect. And so I really appreciate you all. We couldn't do this work without you. This takes a lot of volunteers, and I know that you all have everyday jobs and you have a lot of obligations outside of that. So I really greatly appreciate all the work that you bring to our organization to make it what it is today. We're 16 years old and we are continuing to thrive, and I look forward to the sustainability of all the work that you all are helping us do. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. So the purpose of the SAAL Awards is to recognize the assessment work of the members that advance the field of student affairs assessment and to further the mission and values of SAAL. SAL put out a call for nominations from our membership to solicit nominees. And this year we received 29 nominations across 10 different award categories. The Community Development and Engagement Committee, who at the time is made up of Megan Bell, myself, Paul Holiday Millard, Ashley Farmer Hansen, Sophie Tuller, and Karina Knudsen. began kind of structuring this back in the background under Paul's leadership. And so the committee, we also invited some of our winners, all of the winners from last year were also invited to participate in selection of the committee of the look through the nominations and select the recipients. So we also want to send a special thank you to Dr. Joe Levy, to Jesse Johns, and Dr. Vince Nix, who joined the committee in the process of going through the applications and looking at the nominations. Selections were based on SAAL's values, relevance of the award to the category, whether there was sufficient evidence of impact, clarity and organization of the nomination, and all of this, because we are student affairs assessment professionals, was based on a rubric that the committee created this year and used. Reviewers did not make any decisions or put any input on nominations that included anyone on their campus or nominations that they might have put in themselves, just to prevent any conflict of interest. So when we're announcing our recipients, we would like to invite the nominators to say a few words about the nomination that they made. We do ask that you keep it short because we're trying to keep this a manageable amount of time because we all are working full-time jobs as well. But we would like to hear the really great work that you all are nominating your folks for. And then after we hear from the nominators, we also would like to see if recipients would like to say a word or two. So just know that that might be coming your way in a little bit. We are excited to let you know that all winners will be receiving recognition in an upcoming SAAL blog post. And that also will be sending certificates and SAAL pins to our recipients that will be mailed out after this presentation that we're doing. Lastly, if you are selected as a award recipient, please stay on the Zoom for a couple more minutes so that we can get a picture for the blog post. But with that, and without further ado, I would like to introduce Dr. Joe Levy from Excelsior University. Joe is the SAAL Open Course Manager and also our 2024 recipient of the SAAL Legacy Award, to announce our first award and recipient.
Thanks, Kyle. Hi, everybody. Joe Levy, and I will be presenting the SAAL Legacy Award. The SAAL Legacy Award is an individual award to highlight professional and lasting contributions to student affairs assessment over time. And I'm pleased to say the recipient of this award is Dr. Darby Roberts at Texas A&M University. And what's really exciting about this for me is I was one of the nominators for Darby, so I'm selfishly going to share a few of my words about her nomination. Darby was one of the founders of SAAL. She's been a steadfast member, an active contributor in the SAAL community, and has always expressed and instilled really a sense of curiosity among student affairs people and demonstrated responsibility to support and elevate the student affairs assessment community, not only at her institution, within SAAL, and for the field. So for those reasons and more, she is extremely deserving of this award. And I would, Darby, if you're willing, you're more than happy to invite you to say a few words if you'd like.
Well, first, I'd like to say thank you. It's an honor to receive this. And to keep it brief, I was there at the beginning of several of us meeting in North Carolina in person and saying, we've got this sort of new field thing and we don't know exactly what we're doing. And wouldn't it be great to have a network of people doing the same thing and we can communicate with each other? And that's how SAAL came to be. And I'm so excited to see what it is now of the things that Renee talked about of where SAAL is now. Amazing. But it really is close to my heart. It's about this community. It's about all of us learning together. And I would say without SAAL, I wouldn't have as great of a network and have developed friends and colleagues and research friends and all the good stuff. And I've been doing this a long time, and now I get to mentor other people who are finding this as a field and they're excited about it and engaged in the learning and the networking. So thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. And I'll be around hopefully many more years.
If we win anything, you will be the.
Thank you.
Oh, Sharon. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Darby. Well deserved. Next, I would like to introduce Jesse Johns from the University of Missouri. Jesse is the 2024 recipient of the Emerging Assessment Professionals Award.
Thank you so much. So I have the honor of presenting the Emerging Assessment Professional Award. And this award is given to an individual who is new to the assessment field. And I am honored to announce the winner is Brooke Arrington at Texas A&M University. Brooke was nominated by Dr. Darby Roberts. And Dr. Roberts, if you'd like to say a few more words about Brooke, I'll give you the chance to do so now.
So let me say a few more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thinking about mentoring, thinking about how we're developing new staff into this field. I nominated Brooke because of her work at Texas A&M in the Department of Residence Life. And I've known Brooke since she was a graduate student in my class and had an interest in assessment. And I remember her saying to me, I think I want a job like you have. And I'm like, cool, okay, let's do that. And so when the position came open in Residence Life, like I'm so excited for Brooke to be in that position and being able to take what she has learned and really dig into it and develop as a professional. So I'm so excited that Brooke won. Congratulations.
Congrats, Brooke. If you'd like to say a few words, you're welcome to do so as well.
Thank you. The irony of going right after you got your award. Yeah, Dr. Roberts was my faculty member a handful of years ago. And so she really influenced me wanting to do this full time. And right now I'm really specialized with the Department of Residence Life at Texas A&M, which is such a unique opportunity, but it's where I got my career started in student affairs. And so I'm just excited to see where I go from here. And I'm excited to have all of these professionals alongside me, both at Texas A&M and across the nation supporting this and also giving me new knowledge and new things to think about. So thank you.
Joe Levy himself?
Congratulations, Brooke, and again, much well deserved. I would now like to introduce Vince Nix from West Texas A&M. Vince was our 2024 recipient of the Faculty Champion Award.
Hi, thanks, Kyle. And it's my honor to be presenting the Faculty Champion Award. It's an individual award to highlight a faculty member who has contributed to scholarship or teaching of student affairs assessment. And the recipient this year is Dr. Alice Mitchell from the University of Maryland. Alice was nominated by Heather Strine-Patterson at Virginia Tech. Heather, would you like to say a few words about your nomination of Alice?
Absolutely. I am so excited that Alice has received this award. Alice has been associate editor for the Journal of Student Affairs Inquiry, Improvement, and Impact. And kind of in her kind of next space, she has been taking on that faculty role and not just doing it in the classroom, but she's been doing it through JSI. One of the things this past year that Alice did that was just amazing and really inspiring is she really helped the field dig into some of the history of the profession, and she's currently doing that to show that kind of commitment. Alice, I think I'm going to say revived in some ways the archives at Bowling Green State University that I think a lot of us in this space right now didn't really know about. And so there were some things that were in those archives for assessment and student affairs and higher education. There's a lot in there about ACPA. She's got NASPA starting to add some things now because she's inspired them. SAAL is starting to add some things. I think she's inspired that work for us to contribute to those archives, but then herself drove out to Bowling Green in Ohio. And if you don't know where Bowling Green in Ohio is, let me tell you, because I'm really close to there, it's just a bunch of cornfields. So there's not a lot of other things to do besides be in the archives at Bowling Green State University. And I get a message from Alice, and Alice, I've got to share this because we're all going to enjoy this. We've all been there. She sends me a picture of a document she's reviewing while she's at the archives and says she's in nerd heaven. And I know we've all had those moments in our work where we're just like, wow, I'm going to pinch myself that I'm getting to do this. And I just think that shows Alice's commitment to the field and advancing knowledge and the work that we're doing. So big thank you, Alice.
Alice, would you, I would invite you to say a few words if you'd like to.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good enough. Be happy to. This just warms my nerd heaven heart. I have profited so much from not only SAAL but the broadest possible field of student affairs assessment. When I first got started in assessment, probably in the early '80s, really, it was pretty scattered. I'll just leave it at that, and I won't go into the whole archival history. But to be on a Zoom call with all of you now just is the most wonderfulest thing I can imagine. So I thank you, and catch me for your next road trip.
Congratulations, Alice. I would now like to introduce Maureen Garcello from the San Diego State University, who is SAAL VP of Professional Learning and Development.
Thank you, Kyle. Hi, everyone. I will now be presenting the Equity Minded Assessment Award. This award is for a team or individual for living out the values of equity, diversity, inclusion, and social justice, and ensuring that they are a meaningful part of the assessment work. This year's recipient is the University of Oregon Basic Needs Program. The University of Oregon Basic Needs Program was nominated by Renee Delgado-Riley at the University of Oregon. Renee, would you like to share a little bit about your nomination of the University of Oregon's Basic Needs Program?
Thank you, Maureen. This group of people are amazing. They're truly committed to equity, and it's really woven into all their work. And this specific project between the UO Basic Needs Program, the UO libraries and faculty was really intentional about trying to understand exceedingly high costs of textbooks, which we know is a significant barrier for our students, and particularly from students from historically marginalized backgrounds. So about a year ago, this team partnered with the UO libraries to address textbook affordability. And together they tried to explore and figure out how the UO libraries faculty could focus more on open access resources to reduce the cost for these students. And this was a great partnership. And really the team throughout the process just was really leaning into assessment to be data driven, to help faculty understand, these textbooks are expensive. How do we reduce these costs? It was very inclusive to partner with the academics, student affairs. And this collaboration, I think, really highlights the intentionality to use data to really make equity-minded decisions. So congratulations to my colleagues. They're awesome. And so I'll invite them if they're here to speak and say a few words.
Thank you, Renee. My name's Julia Morrill, and I'm the director of the Basic Needs Program at the University of Oregon. This is just so amazing, and I appreciate it so much. I'm really honored to be in this space with all of you. The University of Oregon didn't have a basic needs program until just about 2.5 years ago. So we're so we had such a large learning curve on assessment and figuring things out when we got started. Dr. Delgado-Riley is a wonderful mentor and colleague in this space of figuring out, asking ourselves the question, are we serving the students that we think we're serving? And so that's been our driving focus, to make sure that we're asking good questions and diving into what are our students' needs. And the library collaboration was a really great way to focus on who are we serving, what are the needs of our students, and how can we even tell if we're serving the students that we think we're serving. And so thank you to Renee. Thank you for this nomination and the award. Thanks everybody for that. And I'm always more than happy to talk about the Basic Needs Program at the U of O. So if you have questions, just get in contact with us. We're so excited about the work that we're doing. Thank you.
And congratulations again to University of Oregon Basic Needs Program and everyone involved in that program. Next, I would like to welcome Karina Knutson from University of North Dakota, who is a member of the Community Development and Engagement Committee, to present the next award.
Thanks, Kyle. So I get to present the Student Voice in Assessment Award, and this is a team award that ensures that student voices are meaningfully included throughout the assessment process. So this year's recipient is Dr. Ben Witz and the Co-Curricular Assessment Working Group from St. Cloud State University. Ben and the Co-Curricular Assessment Working Group was nominated by Tamison Smith, also from St. Cloud State. Tamison, if you're present, would you like to say a few words about your nomination of Ben and the Co-Curricular Assessment Working Group?
I will, thank you. Yes, I nominated Dr. Witz and the group, but particularly Dr. Witz, because he actually did an amazing amount of work for this, showed fantastic leadership, and just combined an amazing amount of intellectual curiosity with kindness and just a genuine collegial collaborative spirit, with wrapped it all up with a lot of humor. Someday I will tell you his pirate joke, just to give you a good laugh. And unfortunately, Dr. Witz cannot be with us because he is teaching class right now. So I can actually, he did write us something that, if I'm allowed, I will share with you. That he said that he would like to have everyone focus on the fact that this system, we needed to, when we, because I was actually on the assessment working group, that we needed to actually redefine for SCSU what co-curricular activities were doing for us, and that it required us to redefine curricular, extracurricular, and non-curricular work, so that instead of defining things based on activity, we base them on the student's educational experience. So that, because the same event and activity that could be co-curricular for one student and non-curricular for another, and so that we were able to capture the learning experience at an individual level, and that freed us from relying on like common measures like surveys. And in doing so, we got the intimate details, and we learned about the students' learning, and in turn, we were able to close the loop on our work and really jumpstart the iterative process of continual improvement. So we were able to use this across student affairs to help us understand what co-curricular experiences we're doing for students across student affairs work. So again, hopefully he watches this and he gets to hear how much I appreciated working with him on this assessment working group and what it's done for us in my work, for example, in the Career Center. So thank you, Ben.
Yeah, and congratulations to Dr. Witz and the entire co-curricular assessment working group at St. Cloud. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Alyssa Brooks Nelson from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, who is the SAAL VP for Profession Advancement, to present our next award.
So I am presenting the Developing a Culture of Assessment Award. This is a team award for intentionally fostering a strong assessment and data-informed culture at all levels of an organization. Before I announce the recipients, I want to note that we will be awarding 2 recipients for this award. The awards committee's evaluation found that both of the recipients were equally deserving for this award. The first recipient is Andrew Palmer and the University Housing Team at Kent State University. Andrew and the University Housing Team was nominated by Valerie Samuel. Valerie, if you are present, would you like to say a few words about your nomination of Andrew and the University Housing Team?
Hi, everybody. I apologize, my camera's not working right now, but I just want to say congratulations to Andrew Palmer and our University Housing for keeping their eye on the prize in terms of understanding what our student needs are and looking at not just what they need right now, but like what that pattern has been over a period of time. So again, congratulations to Andrew and to our housing group. Great job.
Thank you, Valerie. Andrew, if you are present, would you like to add anything?
just say thank you. I really appreciate it, and I really enjoy the Student Affairs Assessment Leaders group and the work we do because I know it's impactful. And I'll just say one of the big things I've been working on assessment-wise right now has been our move-in assessment. And so I looked at 600,000 records of students swiping into the residence halls, and we've used that data to completely reinvent our move-in process. So that'll be a really exciting thing for us to try out and see if the data bore out some real improvement for next year.
Thank you. And the secret is out for our second recipient, so everyone act surprised when I announce California State University Northridge Student Affairs Assessment Community of Practice. California State University Northridge Student Affairs Assessment Community of Practice was nominated by Paul Shantz. Paul, if you are present, would you like to say a few words about your nomination of California State University Northridge Student Affairs Assessment Community of Practice?
Yes, I am here. First, I wanted to say that SAAL has been such an amazing resource, so thank you so much, SAAL. I come at this from the field of information technology, but I've been in the student affairs field for 19 years now, kind of data adjacent. So I know the niche feeling that some of you have articulated doing IT and student affairs. One of my goals with the assessment community of practice here at Cal State Northridge was to make assessment a more systematic process and a lot less scary for the people who do it in our division. So building a community of folks to do assessment kind of made a lot of sense to me. I thought that this was going to be useful not just for student affairs, but also building an assessment community of practice would create connections with really important folks who help us across campus in academic affairs and institutional research. And we've been doing a lot of that. Some of the outcomes of that have involved disaggregation of student data within our programs and also alignment with university level priorities. It's my personal belief that co-curricular data analysis is the next big thing. And our assessment community of practice is going to be a very big part of that. So again, thank you, Sal, and thank you to our assessment community of practice here at CSUN.
Thank you, Paul.
Congratulations, Andrew and the University Housing team at Kent State, and then also CSU Northridge Student Affairs Assessment Community of Practice. I would now like to introduce Dr. Jordan Bullington Miller, who's going to present our next award.
Thank you, Kyle. I have the distinct privilege of presenting the Creativity and Innovation in Assessment Award. This is a team award for a team that is using a creative, new, or unique assessment project or method in their work. So I feel like we need a drum roll. Without further ado, the recipient of this award, there it is. Okay, the Division of Student Affairs Assessment Team at the University of North Texas. Congratulations. They were nominated by Dr. Sheila Bustillos. Is she present?
I am.
Oh,
Thanks
awesome.
so much, all. I also am so glad you don't have to give your award away if it took you more than 5 minutes to get your virtual background to work correctly. So thank you. I'm really glad to be here. So our team has worked really, really hard in using logic models division-wide. I think with me coming in with a child welfare background and logic models just being like the essential piece of what the work, the program evaluation that we did when we brought it in, our team members really had to work and get trust from the entire division. We had institutional leadership was supportive from the beginning. That was essential. So really, like we couldn't really even be here if it wasn't for the collaborative effort of our division. They really just trusted and kind of like took this plunge in. And we would like to say we're now doing logic models university-wide. We've been working with academic affairs to instill logic models to measure student learning. So we're really jazzed about this effort. But I would love to, I don't know if I'm taking your thunder, Jordan, but I'd love to hear from my team too, Sam and Shafayat, because I couldn't do anything without them.
Well, I mean, it's been just such an amazing journey to see all the transformations taking place, and it's with Sheila's leadership and all of that, getting everyone just on board. And it's, just the shift in communication that's taking place, that itself just says a lot. Everyone's speaking the same language. Everyone's conveying what they're wanting to do in terms of assessment. It's just been an amazing experience to see the change happen in real time and seeing the end result of it.
I think just the last little piece I'd put in kind of all just stemmed from an idea of just how can we generally raise the just kind of data literacy of our broader team, and to do that by just helping use their own data to do that ended up being super useful. So to anyone kind of looking at trying new things, if you put it in the context of their own work, it makes it a lot easier to get people on board than examples from they're totally outside of the student affairs realm. A lot of times, we first started the logic model work, pulling examples from nonprofit field and things like that. And it worked okay, but when we started to actually do student affairs logic models from UNT, people would be like, oh, and then we started to see the light bulb. So that's the only little piece of advice I would give. Put it in as close to context as your folks as you can. And that it really seems like we got some air in our sails after that. So thanks to you all.
We also love SAAL. Y'all are amazing.
That is incredible advice. Congratulations to your team. Kyle, I hand it back to you.
Yes, thank you, Jordan. Yes, congratulations, Division of Student Affairs Assessment Team at University of North Texas. I need to go back and finish Jordan's introduction. I got really excited and just skipped over the ending of it. So Jordan is from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte, and Jordan is our South Communication Specialist, which is really important for me to note. And just thank Jordan for all the work that she does with us and with SAAL. And now I would like to introduce the person giving out the next award. So I would like to introduce Dr. Ashley Farmer Hansen from Rocky Vista University. Ashley is a member of the Community Development and Engagement Committee.
Hello, everyone. I will be presenting the Closing Loop Award. So this is a team award for using results, which could include data, visualization, storytelling, communication, or making changes to practice as a result of assessment. And the recipient of this is the Division of Student Affairs at Indiana University, Indianapolis. They were nominated by Emily Brott. Emily, if you are present, would you like to say a few words about your nomination?
Yeah, thanks so much. I nominated my division for a particular project related to sharing academic school reports about how each individual academic school was using our services. And I chose to nominate the division because it's required a lot of effort for everyone to make data available to me, and for our marketing team to be able to help me put exciting information sheets together in a way that's appealing to our academic school colleagues. So it's just a nice reminder that closing the loop is not something that can happen in isolation. And it's not something that just happens in a report. So it also requires a lot of leadership to take ownership of the time and energy and engage in conversation. And so our vice chancellor goes to each academic dean with these reports each academic year, and has a lot of meaningful conversations that help us take action. And so I appreciate the recognition, and thanks so much.
Congratulations to Division of Student Affairs at IU Indianapolis. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Megan Bell from Cal State LA. Megan is the former SAAL VP for Community Development and Engagement.
Hi, Sal. So great to see you all. Very excited to be in community celebrating with you all. I am very honored to get to present the award for exemplary assessment work at minority serving institutions, or MSIs. To be eligible for this award, an individual or team needs to demonstrate how they are actively advancing and sustaining student success and creating opportunities for students that align with the particular mission of their institution. SAAL uses the federal designation for MSIs, which could be a number of different types of campuses. I'm so excited to get to announce this award, as I currently work at an HSI, and I just think the work that these campuses do are so critical to access and success for all students. So we are very, very excited to present this award to Dr. Tondra L. Moore at Prairie View A&M University in Texas. I looked up the campus. Looks like they're the Panthers. So I think I saw Dr. Moore here. Dr. Moore, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much. I want to say, first of all, yes, I nominated myself before the work. I'm new to student affairs, but I've been in health services research for over 20 years. And so it was very easy for me to bring the research principles into student affairs to show how we could improve the services that we deliver to students, not only within my area, but within the division. But I want to say more than anything, the reason why I think SAAL is so important, I've been literally taking pictures of people who have won awards because there is so much that I learned from my colleagues being a part of this organization and just to hear the projects that you're doing. And I know the things that we need to do. I'm like, let me take a picture of that so I can reach out to them and ask them a question. So you all have just been a very valuable resource. I have shared you with individuals outside of student affairs in the academic area who are very engaged in assessment as well, because it's just, you can't beat having this level of resource right there at your fingertips, just right at the touch of an email. So I love it. Thank you. And I really appreciate the award.
Congratulations. We're so glad you're a part of our community. And having been involved with SAAL for a while, I know that everyone here is always willing to share and support each other in this network. So congratulations. Kyle, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Megan. Yes, congratulations again. Next, I would like to introduce Sophie Tular from the University of Delaware. And Sophie is a member of the Community Development and Engagement Committee.
Yeah, hello everyone. So I'm going to be presenting the Outstanding Student Contributions to Assessment Award. So this is an individual award for a full-time graduate or undergraduate student for their contributions to assessment at their institution and in the assessment community. This award is not intended to recognize a full-time professional who is also currently pursuing an advanced degree. So students must have been enrolled during the 2023 to 2024 academic year. And our recipient this year is Sakshi Gupta at Adelphi University. Sakshi was nominated by Dr. Joseph DeGiro. Joseph, if you are present, would you like to say a few words about your nomination?
I would. Thank you very much. Sorry for the lack of a background. It wasn't working well with our table. So Adelphi has been busy the last 12 to 14 months putting together various ways to support assessment and student affairs. And one of the things that we've done, in addition to creating an assessment committee, is hiring an assessment graduate assistant. And Sakshi was our first person to have that position. And I have to say that we really could not have done a quarter of what we did without her help. And she was really instrumental and really has created a blueprint for us moving forward. So she's contributed beyond what she did this year for us, which was phenomenal because she, again, has created a blueprint for us to move forward. So I'm tremendously proud of everything she did for her. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thanks. And Sakshi, you want to add anything about your experience?
Yeah, I'm like, thank you so much for this honor. Being a part of the assessment team at Adelphi has been an incredible experience. I have got to learn so many things, whether it be organizing unit level assessments, sharing resources, for developing a culture of assessment. And this wouldn't have been possible without Dr. Joe's guidance and support and the entire team. Thank you for showing trust in me. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sakshi. I now want to bring back Dr. Renee Delgado-Riley, the SAAL president, to present a very special award.
Awesome. Thank you all. This is just so exciting to see all this great work happening. So the next award is the Volunteer of the Year Service Award, which is an individual award for outstanding service to SAAL in the past year. And this is selected by myself. So this year, I'd like to congratulate the Community Development and Engagement Committee. They've been selected for this award because of their outstanding contribution this past year. As you all know, volunteers are the heart and soul of SAAL, and their passion and dedication are what makes us a thriving community. And they balance so much going on. And this committee has just done such a great job, one, designing and implementing a very thoughtful SAAL Awards program, which celebrates the achievement of a lot of SAAL members and others doing great assessment work. And this year marks the second annual. So thank you all for doing that. They also manage the blog, which provides a lot of great voices and resources and just a sense of connection around student affairs assessment issues. They also have done a great job organizing opportunities for members to connect and share experiences at in-person conferences or whether it's virtually. They've really strengthened the relationships that we have in our community. And they also have created the awesome monthly wrap-up email sharing the informative updates from the past month. Because as you all know, we get busy with our emails. And so I greatly appreciate those wrap-ups. Their efforts have been critical in really making our community what it is and leaving that lasting impact that we strive to do. So it's with deep appreciation to you, Kyle, and the rest of your team to honor the Community Development and Engagement Committee for this well-deserved award. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. And I also want to just do a special call out to Megan and her leadership for the past few years of this committee. Most of the work that Renee's talking about was developed and conducted under Megan's leadership. Megan, would you like to say anything?
I knew that was our plan, but I didn't prepare anything. I just will say I have loved being a part of SAAL, and it's exciting to see how it's evolving. I learned so much when I started into assessment, was kind of thrown in by my leadership. This was the place where I went to figure out what the heck I was even doing. So this committee is really amazing. They're just some of the smartest and most student-focused professionals. And I'm so excited to see Kyle take the lead as it continues. So thanks, Renee. I felt weird about getting an award for a ceremony we planned, but she said she was doing it anyway. So I guess that's her purview as the president picking this award. And I would just encourage anyone, if you haven't been involved yet and are kind of newer to the community, just to put yourself out there. It's a very warm, supportive group, and we're always looking for people to volunteer. And yeah, it's just been a great thing to have this week. Definitely the highlight of my week over here. So thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Renee, would you like to wrap us up?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you all can see, these achievements from everyone are just so impactful. And it was a day for us to reflect not only on the dedication what you all do every day, but just really highlighting the innovation that defines our profession and field. So we remain committed as an organization to empowering our community, advancing equity, and making measurable impact within the field of student affairs assessment. I want to thank you for being part of this journey with us, for trusting us. These accomplishments celebrated today represent the collective effort and vision of SAAL's leadership, volunteers, and members. Together, we're building a more strong, more sustainable organization that we hope to continue celebrate in the next 16 years, thanks to all our founders. So to all our volunteers, your efforts do not go unnoticed. We sincerely appreciate your dedication and are deeply grateful for the time, expertise, and care you invest in making SAAL a better organization every day. And just a few small housekeeping reminders. The SAAL Open online course will kick off February 3rd. You can still enroll, and also you can join us for the next structured conversation on Thursday, January 23rd at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to learn more about the open course by engaging with the faculty. So thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Congratulations to all of our awards recipients. Thank you for everyone for joining and for celebrating here with us today. All of our nominations were incredibly strong. Without the rubric, it would have been impossible for us to really make the decisions and figure out who our recipients should be for this year. As a reminder, if you are one of our awards recipients, we ask you to stay on the call for a photo for our blog. And then just a small housekeeping item is that you will be receiving a Google form just so we can get those certificates and pins mailed out to you. As we start this new year and we're partway through our academic year, we do hope to see you at many of the upcoming SAAL events. And like Megan said, if you're interested in getting involved or volunteering, please reach out to myself or somebody else on either the board or the committee, and we are happy to get you involved in all of the wonderful things that SAL gets to plan and host for you and the rest of the membership. But with that, have a fantastic day, and this concludes our second annual award ceremony.
Thanks, everybody. Congratulations. I'm off to the airport.
Safe travels, Joe. Congrats,
Thanks,
everybody.
Joe. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording too.